This is one of the biggest iron farms to ever be created, featuring an endless stream of dying golems and a massive decoration to go along with it, all in survival Minecraft. I started by creating an outline, which looked tiny in the gigantic perimeter I had just finished digging. Now this farm is mostly made up of obsidian, villagers, and pillagers, and because this farm is absolutely massive, I need over 168 pillagers, all without their crossbows. And the first step to tackling the pillager problem is finding a way to farm pillagers, with the easiest way of doing that being to use an outpost. And so I promptly decimated every last block of their nice cozy home and implemented a custom kiddie pool. But that's okay, because now we have a renewable pillager supply. Now, in order to break the crossbows that the pillagers have, they need to shoot their crossbows like a couple hundred times. And to prevent me from looking like a literal porcupine, I constructed a machine that will automatically break the pillagers' crossbows until all 180 pillagers are properly de-weaponized, which involves bringing a villager all the way from my base to the farm, because apparently pillagers don't like villagers all that much. And the best way I can think to transport this villager is with a boat. And while I move the villager, let me tell you about the 4 steps to this project. Alright, looks like we're gonna need a bridge here. After getting all the pillagers in place in the iron farm, I need to do the same with over 2,000 villagers. Don't mind me just busting a hole in the wall. I also need to flood the entire floor of the perimeter so that if I fall, I have a safe landing spot. Up he goes. The walls also need to be decorated with massive iron golem statues. I hope I don't fall. To top it all off, a collection system in the nether, which is going to be used to store all of the drops I get from the farm. And perfect, safe and sound. So after over 30 hours of AFK time and extending the pillager silos so they can hold more, now we have to transport them to the farm. And I'm going to connect this rail line to another portal by the iron farm, while also building a holding cell on the other side of the portal to catch the pillagers when they come through, so that I can name tag each pillager and send him to the waiting area to later be transferred into the actual farm. Comment down below a name for a pillager and I'll name one whatever the most liked suggestion is. So I got to work building a whole bunch of little boxes for the pillagers to sit in while connecting a dirt rail line and sending them on their way. Excellent, this is a really good start. Now in the farm, each pillager sits in his own glass box, so when we eventually put the villagers around the pillagers, they'll scare the villagers, forcing an iron golem to spawn. Ah, villagers, one of the most peaceful mobs in Minecraft, and yet the single most frustrating AI I've ever seen. And with that being said, let's collect over 2,000 of them, all in individual little prison homes, all in their own homes. So I began building up a whole bunch of villager pods similar to the pillager pods we just made. I again also constructed dirt paths with rails on them to make the transport of the villagers extremely straightforward. But now I need to build a system that will breed me all of the villagers. I built a breeder and a holding cell, and now I just have to figure out how to get a villager all the way up here. But I think I've got an idea. There should be a village a little this ways, and if I borrow one of its members, come on, get in the boat, and I take him for a little expedition through the river, I reach my big hole. And all I need to do now is build a massive bridge out of dirt to be able to boat him along. Yeah, this is gonna take a while, but with the power of editing, I can just... Perfect, both villagers are